Today I'm going to talk about Kamala Harris's human design. The presidential election here in the United States is only a couple weeks away. This video is not a political endorsement, nor will I be sharing my personal political views in it. And if I have time before the election, I'm going to try to make a video on Donald Trump, her opponent's human design as well. I am using her human design as an educational opportunity so that you guys can better understand a chart and also understand her. I'm not going to read her entire chart, but just go over pertinent aspects to her public life. I find that successful and famous people often live their designs really well, whether they know about the system or not. Before I get into it, let me briefly introduce myself. If you don't know me, my name is Anna and I'm an experienced human design reader. Please subscribe to my channel so that I can continue to give you free human design information. Okay, let's get into it. This is Kamala Harris's body graph chart. And the first thing you want to look at when you're looking at anyone's chart is their type. And Kamala is a generator type. This type in human design are builders. They work best when they build their career in a step-by-step process and follow their gut instinct. Harris is somebody who made her way up the political ladder step by step. She started out as the district attorney in San Francisco, then became the attorney general in the state of California, then became senator of the state. She took the steps necessary as a career politician to land herself in the job of being vice president of the United States. Now, her opponent, Donald Trump, on the other hand, is a manifesting generator type. That's actually a variation of the generator type, and manifesting generators are able to skip steps, and Donald Trump definitely skipped all the steps of a career politician, unlike Harris, and he landed himself in the highest office, the President of the United States, without any prior experience in public office. This is very typical of the way a manifesting generator works. They can skip steps to get from A to Z, whereas the course of a pure generator, like Harris, is more plodding. All generators have a defined sacral center, which I'll circle here. This is the sacral center. For Harris, her sacral center plays an important role in her decision-making process because she has what's called a sacral authority, also known as trusting your gut. The sacral center is your gut. Although she has a really strong mind, and her mind is here, this is the Ajna center, and she is meant to speak her mind because she has this channel here that connects her mind to her throat. So she's really here to speak her mind and communicate her thoughts and opinions. But her best decisions come in the moment from a gut reaction, not through deliberation. Her process in choosing a running mate illustrates this. The New York Times ran an article entitled "How Kamala Harris Trusted Her Gut and Picked Tim Walz." Having a sacral authority means trusting your gut to make decisions. It's instinct, it's immediate. Her advisors apparently ran through the pros and cons of all her choices, but that's not the best way for generators with the sacral authority to make decisions. And a quote from the article about her final choice: "For Ms. Harris, it was an instinctive reaction to an instant connection." Again, the gut instinct is instant and it's in the moment. Having a defined sacral center also gives Harris consistent energy throughout the day to work, and others might view her as quite the powerhouse or doer. However, a more nuanced reading of her design reveals this channel here, the 360, which is called a format channel in human design. If you have this channel in your chart, it influences your entire chart and it creates an on-off rhythm to your life. It means that Harris's life is distinguished by periods when a lot is happening, that would be the on, and then periods when it feels like nothing is happening, that would be the off. Now, this is not a typical energy of a generator. If you have one of the 3 format channels in your design, and the format channels are located here, so they're here, here, and here. If you have one of these format channels, they will influence your entire chart. So it's really good to get a reading from a knowledgeable human design reader, because you're just not a cookie cutter generator or manifesting generator. Now, Kamala Harris's channel, the 360, is called the channel of mutation. People with this channel are here to bring innovation and newness, even disruption to the world. These are people who bring change but might feel frustrated when they try to force change on others before the timing is right. And often that timing is determined by their gut instinct. And it could also be out of their control. So for Harris, for example, running for president in 2020 might have been too soon for the people around her. People with this channel of mutation need to trust that their innovation that they bring to the world will happen when the timing is right, instead of trying to force it on others. And again, this channel operates in like an on-off switch. It might feel like nothing is happening than other periods of life when there's a lot of momentum. People with this channel need to accept this pulse and know when in an off period, that's a time to prepare them for what's next and not to fall too deeply into melancholy. When timing is correct, suddenly it'll feel like everything is happening at once in one big burst, which I imagine Harris felt when quite abruptly she became the presidential nominee for the Democratic Party when President Biden pulled out. Another aspect of her chart that I feel is well expressed in her life is her profile. She has the 2-4 profile. Your profile in human design is roughly your public role, how others see you, and how best to pursue your purpose. I want to focus on the 4 of her profile, which in traditional human design is called the opportunist. Now, the word opportunist sounds negative, but really it means that her best opportunities come through her network, whether these are career opportunities or romantic opportunities. They're going to come through people she knows. Now, Harris is a known networker. Earlier in her career, she dated an influential politician who opened doors for her and elevated her career. She also met her husband through a friend who set them up on a blind date. If you're a 4, if you have a 4 in your profile, either here or here, your successes in life come directly from the quality of your connections. And Harris is a testament to the power of networking and having the right friends. It's also correct as a 4 to be strategic about who you spend time with or try to spend time with. The last aspects I want to talk about in her chart is her incarnation cross, which is the right angle cross of laws, and her conscious sun, which is in gate 50. Now, the right angle cross of laws, and this is technically the right angle cross of laws 3, is about bringing law and order to the tribe. It's about being a lawmaker so that the community functions less chaotically and more productively. Her conscious sun is in gate 50, and this is her biggest gift to the world. And gate 50, which is right here in her chart, is about being a guardian of values that safeguard the well-being of a community, especially the young. She carries the natural instinct, because this gate is attached to the spleen center, which is about instinct and intuition, to see and challenge corruption. This gift probably really shone through for Harris as a prosecutor. You might not think of a prosecutor as caring, but gate 50 is here to nurture and be responsible for others, for their tribe, by challenging unjust laws or rules and upholding traditional values. So Kamala Harris just had a birthday on October 20th, so I pulled her solar return chart, which shows the themes of her year ahead. This is October 2024 to 2025. Now, human design is not predictive, but your solar return chart can show you themes to expect for your birthday year. And I was curious if leadership showed up in her solar return chart, and indeed it does. She has the channel 1-8, which is called the channel of inspiration, which is one of the 4 leadership channels in human design. So this channel 1-8, the channel of inspiration, isn't in her birth chart, but is created by her having gate 1, which is right here, and the solar return chart having the harmonious gate, which is gate 8. So together they create this channel, which is one of the 4 leadership channels. And the theme of this particular leadership channel is about being a leader by example and inspiring others with your uniqueness, authenticity, and even creativity. Donald Trump, by the way, already has one of the leadership channels in his birth chart. He has the channel 2145, which fittingly is called the channel of money. So who will win? Who knows? But I do hope this nuanced reading of Harris's chart and brief mentions of Trump's design brought you more understanding of the presidential candidates. Oftentimes, what we judge in others is actually correct for them, and human design is one way we can shed more light and hopefully bring more acceptance to how different we all are.